Hello and welcome to a very special holiday episode of Two Man Game with Damon and Dom. I'm Damon. Right here next to me in person is Dom visiting for the holidays. Episode 100, Dom. We did it. Special time. A little over 2 years, 2.5 years or so, and we have officially done 100 episodes of this show, which is insane.
It's absolutely crazy. I can't even really fathom it, 100 is crazy to look at. There's 100 episodes we can go back to look at and listen to ourselves talking about it, where the league was very different, where it's like alike. I don't know. It is very cool to see, and I'm very thankful, honestly.
It's wild. Yeah, I don't, we have more episodes than listeners, so that's I don't know if that's a good thing, but one day we'll we'll get there.
I think we're fine-tuning our craft.
Okay.
And this is what it's all about, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, people will discover us along the way. Wherever you discovered us in your journey, thanks for sticking around. It is December 23rd as of this recording. This episode, I think, will come out Christmas Day.
Cool.
Uh,
Christmas gift for everyone.
I have
You're
a
welcome.
I have a pre-recorded 22-man game episode with Jared coming out tomorrow.
Makes
So
sense.
then this will come out the day after. Um, Happy holidays to all, whatever holiday you may celebrate. Hopefully your time is good. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Leave 5 stars. And without further ado, I think we have some gifts to do at the top of the show
I
here.
think we should. You want mine's kind of like a little game
Okay.
that I kind of have. Should we do that, or you want to?
Yours sounds more interesting, so I'll do mine first.
Okay, sounds good.
Um, how are you though? Aside from
Yeah, I'm good. I flew in Sunday. It's been good. I've been working, but now I'm finally done with work. Done with work until I go back to Los Angeles. So that is nice. And now I can just focus on seeing friends and watching basketball. Christmas Day is coming up. We got a lot. We're gonna talk about that later, so stick around.
how will I watch both sports and do Christmas festivities? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I thankfully don't have too many Christmas. Actually, so my family does most stuff on Christmas Eve.
Mm.
So kind of stoked on that.
Yeah, we'll both be driving on Christmas Day to the
Yeah,
hometown. So
I will be stopping at Bucky's for some kolaches. Always good
I
there.
probably won't stop. I usually don't.
Really? You just
Yeah.
that's a different. We should talk about that
I
because
just
I'm
I
very
just
curious.
get gas before and then
Zip
go
over
there
there.
and then before I leave I get gas
I
again.
gotta use the restroom at least once, but
No.
that's just me. Wait, how are
I'm
you
no
doing?
different. I'm
How are you doing?
great. My leg is healed up. Talked about that last time. I got gifts, which I'm always so excited about. I think for a long time I have been like a gift person in our friend
Very
group.
much so.
I used to give you guys terrible mugs and things so that
I
made
still
back in
use
high
them. I
school.
still have my Alkaline shout out Alkaline Trio.
I just this it's I like giving. I like giving. So
I
I've
really
been prepping
appreciate
it.
it.
My laundry room has like 8 bags of stuff. I don't have all my gifts yet.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. Thank you so
Hopefully
much.
you appreciate this.
All right, let's see what it is. Oh, festive colors.
I
Festive.
tried to hide it as best I could, but it's quite large.
Oh my gosh.
Don't read anything.
Oh, okay. I think I have an idea. I think I have an idea what it could be.
That's it. That's
Okay,
all
okay,
that's
I'm
in
just
there.
making okay, here we go. You can reuse that. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Okay. I think I know what it is. Oh, this is okay. I don't think I know what it is. Yo, okay, this is not okay. Here we go. Light up Kobe Bryant shooting the
How do you know it's
basketball.
Kobe Bryant?
Could be anyone, 24. Yeah, in a yellow jersey,
Yeah,
24.
I couldn't find an 8 one. I apologize. I know you're an 8 enjoyer.
No, this is awesome. 24 is amazing. Dude, thank you so much. And I know
That
exactly where it's going.
that big blank space in your
Yeah, no, literally. I'm gonna hang it up there because I have, and this is perfect with USB because I already have one. Like I have like the if you watch Two Man Game, I have like the lights above,
hmm
and that's a USB plug-in, and it has two, so I just plug this in there.
And usually you have them purple. This one's
Yeah, this would be.
not. Let's see.
No, it's gonna
While
be
you get
like
your gift ready, let's see what this looks
yeah,
like.
yeah, here you go. Try that. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I'll find space in my suitcase. Good thing I packed my I
Get
brought
this
my
plate out
big
here.
suitcase. Yo, that's so bright. I think you can manage the levels on there too,
Yeah,
right?
I think so.
Like the brightness, probably.
Wrong way.
Oh, there we go. That's so sick. Can we?
Sorry.
Oh, you can't even see it.
Yeah, you get used to
It's
it.
lit up. It's lit up. That's all you need to know.
Now my light is gone and your light is on.
Lovely. We love to see it.
Excellent.
Cool. Okay, so I thought it'd be fun basketball cards.
Oh, okay.
Okay, because I know you already got a couple,
Yeah.
but we never really like opened up any. And I thought it would be fun that you get a pack, you pick which one, I get a pack, and we can like trade and talk about.
That's cool.
That'd be like a
Yeah.
fun little segment to do
That's super
in a
cool.
Christmas
Are
segment.
they the same? Are they two of
They're
the same?
exactly the same.
Yeah.
They're tops 2025, 26. I don't think I actually bought 25, 26. So this is like the new.
Yeah,
So we'll
yeah,
have
yeah.
like we'll have some rookies and stuff
That's
on there.
exciting. Yeah,
Yeah,
Cooper
yeah.
flag on the front. Very cool.
Yes. Is this the one you have to pick which one? Is that the one you want?
Yeah, yeah, this is
Okay,
good.
okay, cool.
36 cards is a lot of cards for a
Yeah,
pack.
it was a good deal. I was like, damn,
Because
hell
I know a lot
yeah.
of the like high-end packs that are like hundreds of dollars have like four cards in them.
So that was I went shout out Lids because I was looking for basketball cards at like Walmart and everything and they were not there. But I went to Lids
Hmm.
and they had it there and they were like a big box. It was 24 cards and I was like, oh, this is 36. I was like, I'll probably get the 24. I go to like ask like just to ring them up. It goes 24 card pack. Oh, yeah, this one's $30. Scans this. This is seven. I was like, this is twice as many cards. He goes, yeah, you might get more special ones. I'm
Right.
like, but we can get special ones here too.
Yes,
So
this says look for autograph and relic cards and retail exclusive hollow parallels. I don't know what any of that means, but
we'll find
do
out.
you want to do it one at a time or are we doing it at the same time? How do you want to do this?
You open yours first.
Okay, let's do it.
Easy enough.
Good luck. Give me some good
Oh,
luck, Cody.
also, hey, good luck, good luck. And also shout out the Dwayne Wade mug from last year.
That you got.
Yeah.
And now here you are. Right on.
Wait, here, I gotta do it the right way. Here we go. There we go.
Okay, I can tell there's at least one special edition in here because it's upside down. I
Hell
think that's
yeah.
how you can tell.
Okay,
It's
sick.
a different direction.
Okay, cool.
I'll do this. We'll do camera reveal as we go through it.
Okay, cool.
Who's that?
Tyrese Maxey.
Tyrese Maxey. Excellent. Oh, it's a little holographic.
Oh, dude, you got a good one next.
I don't know. Here,
There, yeah, I'll hold it for you.
next.
Dude,
Keontae.
dude, he's killing it.
Keontae.
This is for you.
Keontae.
It's a sick one.
Nikola Vucevic. That's who that
Could be
is.
his last year on the Bulls, so it could be kind of
In the
rare.
middle of his last year.
Yeah, you heard it here first.
Nick Batum.
Oh, I thought it was Gobert.
We're a Nick Batum fan.
Absolutely. French. Oh, he's also wearing the A tier
City jerseys from
Clipper
last
hoodie jersey
year.
from last year's. Gotta shout that out.
Asar Thompson.
Yo, you got the twins.
Perhaps a Jared gift. Or I'll keep
Or you
it.
keep it.
Or you'll keep
Because
it.
you have a Ben Thompson,
I
so.
do. Rui.
Yeah, no, Rui's pretty
Well,
sick.
this is one I'm going to be trading to
Yeah,
you.
I was like, I don't know this guy's a Rui fan, but that's sick.
Oh, this one's, hold on, this
Isn't
one's
it-
sideways. This
isn't it
one's
Giannis?
special. This is Kyle Kuzma.
Oh, dude.
Yep, that's a card.
I went from Giannis to it's Kuzma.
Keegan Murray
Keegan.
and the unfortunate Kings.
Yeah, it's
We have a Charlotte Hornet, Mark Williams, who is not a Charlotte Hornet
pretty
anymore.
cool, gotta say.
Oh, here we go. Alperen Şengün of
That's
the Rockets. We have Rockets Clippers on over here right now.
I just realized what 36 cards means.
That's a lot of cards.
God, there's so
L.A. Larson,
Oh, cool.
Heat. Yeah,
He's getting minutes.
yeah. You got Cam Johnson. This is a Nets jersey. He's not on the Nets anymore.
I gotta say, so far we're getting rotation players. Like this
Yeah,
is
yeah,
the thing.
yeah.
Sometimes it's just really random people.
Sideways one here. Anthony Simons, Blazers, of
Blazer.
course, on the Celtics now.
Cool.
Jalen Brown having a very good year for the Celtics as their kind of primary option.
Good card, yeah.
Mike Conley, a veteran, legend. Oh, this is interesting. Here's an interesting
Oh,
card.
what
It's a whole team.
Oh,
The LA Way Clippers behind their stars, standing in pregame warm-up like for the national anthem and stuff.
huh.
It has a Bogdan Bogdanovic, Kawhi, looks like Norm Powell, Derek Jones Jr., a couple of guys there at the end.
Wow.
Here we go. Here's a non-rotation player, Tyler Smith. Couldn't have told you that this guy was in the Bucks. I have no idea.
Is he on the Bucks still?
Probably not.
Yeah.
Klay Thompson, Mavericks.
Oh, that's cool.
Dom's favorite player, Tyler Hero.
Great
from
for
the
trading
Heat.
that.
Oh, here we go. This is very cool. We have a Jalen Wells with an all-rookie team little
Oh,
decor right here, this little gold circle at the bottom.
dude, that's sick.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Dude, when we do a summer league again, we gotta take these to get them signed
A
because
good summer. Yeah,
for
we
sure.
gotta do summer league. We
Yeah,
got Wiggins on the Heat.
may not be there much longer.
We
We'll
got
see.
Santi Aldama on the Grizzlies. Normal card, normal card. Here's our first kind of special card.
Okay,
This is
let's
very
see.
cool.
Let's see.
8-bit ballers, Jimmy Butler from the
Oh,
Warriors.
huh.
That's pretty neat.
That's
Pretty neat looking
cool.
card.
8-bit ball. Who else?
8-bit ballers.
Oh, Jimmy Butler the third too, which
Jimmy
is kind
Butler
of
the
cool.
third. About game one in the Western Conference first round. That's when they beat the Rockets. I don't want to talk about that. Oh, this is cool. This is a rookie card as well.
Okay.
And it's a special edition. Trey Johnson on the Wizards.
Okay. UT
Yeah,
legend.
he is a Clutch City prospect. The Rockets are Clutch City, so I
What
don't
the
know. I don't know
heck?
how that happened, but there you go. Another 8-bit baller and a rookie, Jeremiah Fears, the
Oh,
Pelicans, who I
okay.
really like.
Sick.
Yeah, this is very cool.
It's a cool one. I
I like
wonder
these
what the
8-bit ballers.
yeah, it's just like video game themed, I
Hmm
guess. That's kind of cool. Yeah.
Oh, we have a new Mavericks duo card. Kyrie Irving, Anthony Davis. Not sure this duo is much longer for the future.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're talking about trading him. Also, Kyrie
Kyrie.
Irving's back is to that's kind of cool.
Right. Okay, how about this LA Clipper?
Okay.
Yannick Conan Niederhauser. I didn't know this guy was a basketball player. We talked about this guy in our last episode. He's a rookie this year for the Kings. Maxime Renaud. It's one of their centers, and
Oh,
also
right. I
carrying
remember we
me.
talked about him. Yeah,
Well, this is a kind of a pet player for me. I've always liked him since his college days at Kansas. Ochai Agbaji on the
yeah.
Raptors,
Ooh,
wearing the purple, which is very nice.
that is a sick card, dude.
Oh, this is a good one. This is a very good one. Our first retired player,
Oh.
Tracy McGrady
Yo!
of the
Yo,
Rockets.
you got
Let's
a
go.
T-Mac card? Let's
Yeah,
go.
that's
That's
awesome.
sick.
Not expected because I hadn't seen a single retired
I
player in this
know. What
T-Mac.
the hell?
This one is probably going to get gifted to Jared, another retired player, Isaiah Thomas.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah, sideways image here. That's pretty
Very
cool.
cool.
Another rookie card, Yegor Yeoman on the Nets. And oh, I got two more here. This guy was a rookie last year for the Suns. Oh, so Ighodaro. I lied. I have two more now. Um, Desmond Bain, who is not on the Grizzlies anymore.
You're a very good player. Love him.
And last but certainly not least, nope, I have two more.
Oh my God.
I lied.
How many cards are there?
Isaiah Joe, Thunder.
Okay, sick, sick.
Oh, this is a great guy to be last.
Oh, sh
He's behind me on the wall, PJ Washington.
Yo,
Mavericks. All right,
lovely.
that's
That's sick.
a a pretty good pack. A lot of relevant
It
players
definitely
either
is.
in the league or just to us. So
Yeah, that's a good
very
set.
cool.
Good set. Cool.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Let's see what we got
I
here.
could have done. I think as I like halfway through that, I learned how to do that in a way that made more sense. Before I was literally showing the card to the camera before I looked at it, and I was
Yeah.
like, "Who's that?" That time I was like, "That's the player." That there you go.
Oh, okay. Okay, we got some maybe some more gifted ones
Okay,
too.
let's see it. I'm
Okay, here we
excited.
go. Starting off with a good. Oh, you got to be kidding. Hold on. Okay. We got Ron Holland of the Pistons.
Nice, awesome.
Good year for him. Good
Yeah.
year so far. So that. Next, we got our favorite, Bronny
Oh, let's
James. This is
go.
my second Bronny James card.
Let's go. You have more Bronny James cards than anyone else in the world.
Absolutely. No one can compare. We got this is interesting. Bucks Brook Lopez
Okay.
card. Pretty cool.
We're watching Clippers Rockets. He's on this. He's on
Yeah,
our screen
it
as we
does. It
speak.
does look interesting to see him in a different uniform. We got Kyrie Irving on the Mavericks.
Kyrie, okay. Both got Kyrie cards.
Yeah, I feel like I get a lot of Kyrie actually.
People love Kyrie.
Hey, you want to trade this one? Miles Bridges. Ugh, I'm gonna
Hey,
slip
we
it
can
over.
trade that to the dog. You don't even hand it to
No, I
me.
need to. I need to. We'll hand that. You said it's the dogs. What did you
I said
say?
to the dump,
Oh, to
but
the hand it to the dump. I actually, yeah, I'm not into this. I would trade this one because I care about you. That Tari Eason
Oh yeah,
right
yeah.
here.
I
Little Tari
definitely.
for Rui action,
Oh,
perhaps.
oh, okay, okay. That seems like a fair deal.
Yeah, I love Tari Eason, but we got a resident Rockets fan here, so we gotta do that.
That's me.
This is kind of sick. We got Spida, Donovan Mitchell.
Oh, very nice.
Pretty cool. Wish the Cavaliers are doing better. We're talking about that. We'll talk.
He's been the only one really.
Yeah, exactly. Trey Murphy the third.
Oh, nice.
So we like quite a bit here
Yeah.
on the pod. So pretty cool to see. Will he stay on the Pelicans? We'll find out. Here we go. We got Wendell Carter Jr. on the Magic.
All right.
Not too bad. This is a cool one. I respect this player quite a bit. Keldon Johnson
Mm.
on the Spurs. Really
I was
just,
in the city jersey from last year too.
yeah, it's a good one. Coming off the bench and helping them out.
When he changed his number for 1 year.
Yes, that's actually a very rare card then.
Oh, yeah, that's
It's
true.
like I feel like it's things like that make a card valuable or not.
Hmm.
It's like maybe people in the background, or it's like the year, or it's the player obviously too. But I'm gonna trade this one. Russell Westbrook on the
Oh
Nuggets.
yeah.
It's a good version of it. He was actually so good
He
last
was good.
year.
Yeah, he was good.
And I loved him on the Nuggets. I can't believe they didn't stick around. Oh, we got a duo. Duo shines. You know, I'm keeping this one. We got Donovan Clingan and Tumani
Oh,
Kamara.
nice.
Love this
Interesting
one.
choice for the duo.
Yeah, I guess just defensive
I guess, yeah, that seems like
guys.
the idea.
Yeah, man, what could have been? Andrew Nemhart on the Pacers. I mean, he's still good. It's just
Like, he's out of the league now. 1 year later.
he's still good, but on the Pacers, they're 14th. That's
The
whatever.
Pacers are
We
tough.
don't talk about that, but that's okay. I actually kind of dig this one quite a bit. DeMar DeRozan
Oh,
on the
nice.
Kings. Read his book Above the Noise. Highly recommend if you're a
Yeah,
fan.
definitely one of the cooler players in the league.
This was tough. This one's tough. Jaden Ivey.
Oh, okay,
Is he still
okay.
gonna be a Piston? Is he still gonna be a Piston? Might be kind of worth something. This is a fun one. Got Lakers, Jared Vanderbilt.
Oh,
So they know what they're doing. Who we got? We got someone in the back. Is Isaiah Joe in the background? OKC in the terrible jerseys. We love that. Now this
getting
one,
their own tier for that one, I think.
it's like they knew this was gonna be my pack. Got Emmanuel quickly.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
my
That's a
guy.
Dom
The
player.
Raptors, number 5. We love that. We got Kawhi Leonard wearing the aspiration tree service shirts. Kidding, it's a Clippers shirt. Okay.
Nice.
Jersey, not shirt.
Shirt.
Kelly Oubre. Sick.
Tsunami Poppy.
I'd be open to a trade if anyone wants to trade. Okay.
I love Kelly Oubre.
This is a personal whatever. Draymond Green.
Right.
Okay.
Mm.
And it's just a typical Warriors jersey. Sure. This is cool. Jared McCain.
Oh, nice.
Jared McCain for the who came back on the Sixers.
Yeah.
Love to see that. This is interesting. Oh, it's literally they knew me. Jalen Suggs, kind of a specialty card,
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
sideways,
Little
kind of
gold.
gold edge,
Yeah.
which is very interesting.
That's cool.
We love to see that.
I was wondering if any of the ones we got were numbered.
Oh, these are
I think this
crazy.
is numbered, Dom. I believe there are 2,025 of these, and you have number 93.
Oh, what, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
sick. Okay.
didn't look at mine close enough to see if any of them were.
We'll have to look
Here, I'll
back.
put this one aside as like a.
Yeah, for sure. This is one I do not know, but it looks pretty cool. It's a rookie card, Sion James. You know
Oh,
Sion
yeah.
James?
I believe it's pronounced Sion.
Sion. I love the retro look with
Yeah,
like
it's
the
very cool.
orange in the corner and everything. It says 45th anniversary. That's cool.
That's a very neat card. Wow.
Yeah, I love the retro look. We got a Clutch City prospect. What the heck? Colin Murray Bowles for Raptors.
Oh, okay. So Clutch City is not
It's
necessarily a
just
team.
yeah, it's just their clutch.
Interesting.
I guess. I don't know. I would love to read. Incredibly accurate shooter. Okay. This is a cool
The
one.
rookie card too, so it's neat.
Yeah. 8-bit baller. We got Cade Cunningham.
Nine.
Pretty fun, pretty cool. And then we got Cedric Coward, who's having a pretty good year
Yeah.
for the Grizzlies.
Good
We love to
rookie.
see that. Rookie. Um, Not numbered. I'm just gonna keep looking if there's numbers on all of them now.
I'll look.
I didn't know much about this guy, but when I was watching the Magic, Jace Richardson, son of Jason
Yeah.
Richardson of Warriors fame.
It's already getting more minutes than Jet Howard ever
Yeah. And
did.
Jared, when I saw Jared Howard come in, he was actually really good.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. Oh, we got another Lakers player, Adu Thoreau, who's going to be there for 1 year and then go to different teams. The Lakers do.
I don't even know who that is.
I only know how to say his name because I listen to the Lakers podcast.
Fair.
Otherwise, it'd be a little tough. I don't know who this is. We got Kobe Brea for the
Oh,
Suns. If you know,
okay.
I don't know if you know who that is.
Getting a couple unknowns here.
Yeah, don't worry. This one's a legend. This one's so out of left field, but gotta love it. Bill Russell.
Oh.
This is like just like
Excellent.
the guy that retired at number 4 for the entire league.
Right.
You know,
Casual.
casual. Bill Russell. This other one's also insane. A Bucks, Kareem
Oh,
Abdul-Jabbar.
nice.
How does this make any sense?
Back when he was Lou Alcindor.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, they should have put that on there. I wonder if they have it on the back or something.
Well, it goes by that now, so maybe that's why.
Yeah, that would have been really cool if they put out Lou Alcindor. We got another one. George Gervin. You know, like a old Spurs player,
Iceman, yeah,
Iceman.
that's his nickname.
Oh, that's cool. I love the nickname. Okay, just got a couple more. Don't know who this is. Drake Powell on the
It's
net.
a Nets rookie, yeah. One of their
Net
five first
rookie.
round picks.
Oh my God,
Yeah,
really?
yeah.
Jeez. Cool. And then we got Thomas Sorber.
Oh, towards ACL. Fortunate.
Oh, I guess this is the year he did it. This is a cool one. We love to see it. We got Dylan Harper on the
Nice.
Spurs,
Number
good
two
rookie
pick.
card, cool rookie card. And then last but certainly not least, and not getting many minutes, Jarris Walker on the Pacers.
Oh yeah,
So
nice.
pretty cool. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Cool.
I separated the ones that felt
Oh, hell
unique.
yeah. Thank you, King.
Thank you.
So you want to do the trade or we do it later?
We'll do it later. Doing
Okay.
it live on the pod probably not smart. Just sitting here looking at cards like, oh.
This is fun.
I was
Hey,
just curious if any of mine were numbered and I missed it.
okay. Well, while you do that, I'm going to talk about a little bit of some news for the
Please
NBA.
do.
So in the NBA is pushing gaming companies to change prop bets involving individual players, such as limiting the maximum amount that can be bet, putting limitations on unders. So that is, you unders. How would you explain unders?
Yeah, so like an under, for example, I'm playing an NBA game. Can I score 4.5 points?
Oh,
Do you
it's like
bet it over or under? I think limitations wise, it means like, and it kind of gets into the next point I have here about who you can bet it on and like exactly what can you bet. So like, is it points? Is it rebounds? Is it assists? Like, what exactly can you bet? Because if somebody barely plays, why can you bet the under
yeah.
on them? I think that's kind of what it's hinting at.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. I wouldn't make yeah, if I'm like betting on these players like 15th on the bench to
Right.
score less than like 3 points, I'm gonna win that bet probably. Limiting the population of players and then eliminating problematic bet types like bets on an action in a single play, which I didn't even know was a
Yeah, I think some companies do like, hey, like during this, sequence, blank is gonna happen. And it's like really specific stuff.
Mhm.
I'm trying to think, I think it's Stadium is a company that I see do a lot of those. I believe it's their name. But yeah, it's just random stuff like that. There's also like mid-game betting, like you can bet as the game is progressing. They
Oh,
change the numbers and stuff like that. So yeah, the NBA I think is just trying to find a way to make betting less manipulatable. I don't even know if that's a word. I don't think it is. Um, because we've had all these gambling scandals lately, so I am ultimately happy with that, I think.
yeah, I think that's a good idea. It does need to be regulated a little bit more, I think, and I think it's smart to try to limit things like this and like on unders especially maximum amounts. I mean, I know people. I have known people who have gambled so much and lost so much savings. So it's like maybe these places should recognize how much someone is betting and if they can't afford. I don't know. It gets to a certain point, like obviously free will. It's my money. If I want to bet, I want to bet it, sure.
Right.
But like there needs to be some protections because this is an addiction to gambling. So
There
like
it is.
want to be able to be careful about that. But we got some other stuff happening too.
Yeah, so this is kind of gambling related, but it's also related to the point after this. But they're changing the rules on injury reporting. Um, so now teams have to submit injury listings on game day between 11 a.m. and 1 p.m., which a lot of times we wouldn't get. We'd have questionable, doubtful, things like that up until right up to game time. Then you would learn if a player's playing or not, which is obviously can play into betting if you're betting on somebody and then they have to give their money back because they don't actually play or they play for a little bit. Now they have to publish a report between 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. and update them every 15 minutes. So if anything changes, it has a 15-minute time period to be updated prior to game tip-off, which I think is probably good. I also don't know who has that job. It sounds stressful to do that every 15 minutes.
Yeah. I do like it though because I mean, it is so strange to turn on a game and you see someone in a warm up and you're like, oh, I'm gonna watch Karl Anthony Towns play, and the whole time they're saying, oh, he's questionable, questionable, and then they announce the starting lineup and he's not announced. So I'm like, oh, I
Hmm.
guess he's not playing, even though he was working out and warming up, and that's just one example I remember like watching. I was like, oh, I didn't even expect not to see him play. So
Yeah, I mean, sometimes people can tweak something during warm-ups or they're just not quite sure if they're going to go or not, and they're going to kind of see how they feel. But yeah, I think having I mean, there's already been so many examples. We haven't talked about all of them of teams getting fined this year for players not playing and things like that because the injury reporting wasn't accurate. So I guess this is a way to just keep people accurate.
yeah,
And it's a way to try to prevent tanking, perhaps, as we know that teams often will have injuries, but they're not really injuries. Their players are just not playing. Like Laurie Marketing a couple years ago for the Jazz basically sat out like the entire second half of the season for an injury that probably wasn't real. But the NBA is trying to combat tanking. You want to tell us how they're trying to do that?
yeah, for sure. So they're limiting pick protections to either top four or 14 and higher. That's one way.
Yeah, right now, you can do top one, top three, top five, lottery protected, first round protected. There's like a bunch, like it's super, super specific. So this is basically just trying to make it easier. Like you have a couple options, which I think makes sense. Because it is weird that teams can trade like very specific protections on picks. Um, but I just wanted to elaborate on that because right now, basically, a protection. I guess I should explain if people don't know. It's like I'm trading Team X a first round pick, but I'm protecting it to be top five. That means if in that draft my pick lands in the top five, I still get that pick. I don't, in fact, trade it to you, and it is pushed to the year after. And then if it still doesn't convey, like it's still in that top five the year after, I believe it turns into two second round picks. There's like a whole breakdown
That's
of
so
pick protections.
convoluted, man.
But it's basically so like I'm giving you a pick, but if I suck, it will be less detrimental to my franchise. But
Yeah.
there's like I said, there's all kind of very specific protections you can make. Like there, I've literally seen trades where it's top one protected. So like if we get the first pick,
Then
it's
we
still my pick. But like a
this
lot of teams do top five, a lot of teams do lottery protected, that
yeah.
top 14, like it's alluded to here. Um, so yeah, those are kind of protections that people put on picks because we've seen trades like the Rudy Gobert trade, for example. The Timberwolves traded four unprotected first round picks. I think the Mikal Bridges trade is somewhat similar. The most famous one of these is the Nets trading a bunch of unprotected first round picks for Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce when they were old on the Celtics. And then those first round picks turned into Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. So kind of a catastrophic trade on their end because they didn't protect their picks at all, which is why a lot of teams do that now.
So it's kind of like a gamble, kind of, because you're kind of betting on yourself that you're gonna be top five, like maybe, and the other team saying, I don't believe you will be. So
Yeah, it's basically just a way, like, if you're trading for a superstar, because it's usually, the team getting a good player is the one giving up the picks. But in case that doesn't work out and your team ends up sucking, you still have some way to get out of it.
yeah. They're also no longer allowing teams to draft in the top four 2 years in a row. Thank you.
This is, by the way, these are all proposed. None of these have been finalized.
Oh, so hopefully, thank you for approving it. I just after reading that, the first team I thought of was the fact that the Spurs, happy for them, but they got Wemby, Stephon Castle, and Dylan Harper. And was that
Last three
consecutive?
drafts. Yeah, last
Yeah.
three drafts.
And they're all top four, for sure, top four.
Yeah, Wemby was one, Harper
One.
was two, and Castle was four. So, yeah.
Yeah. So stoked on them to have that, but it is sucks for the rest of the league when it's just one player, or not one player, but like one team getting so many consecutive picks like that. So I like that one.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like tanking also it's weird because there are teams like the Spurs you mentioned, but like teams that suck and have sucked for a long time, like the Hornets, the Wizards, the Jazz, teams like
Jazz,
that,
yeah.
they don't end up with these top three picks often. They usually fall out of that anyways. But I guess they still want them to try to compete.
Yeah, I get it. And then locking lottery positions after March 1st, which would make sense because then you can't just like tank for basically a whole month and a half to try and get a better like spot.
Yeah, I guess it's if you're out of the playoffs, like in your pick, let's say 12 before the lottery happens, you stay pick 12. You can't fall to like you can't become worse
Yeah.
and go to like pick 8 or something, which is that's very strange. Because I guess my wonder on that is if a team is on the cusp of the playoffs, but then they miss it at the last minute, do they just take over the team that ended up making the playoffs?
Yeah, I
Right?
guess that it could punish teams who are still trying and then like not end up making it, but then they're already locked in since March. So it's like, what are we really playing for now? Like the playoffs, sure, but then we might get out or we might fall. That is interesting. So we'll see what is approved by the NBA and whatnot. But that's just a little look see at what could be changing sometime soon. And
Yeah.
now we're gonna look around the league real quick.
Look around the league. Look,
League.
look, look.
Look.
Um, Dom, do you want to do the East or West? Which one should we start with?
Mm. Let's do East because we always do. I feel like we always do West.
Yeah, I have no idea. Who should start? Who are you taking?
I can do the East if you want to do the East.
Or we can do like half and half.
Yeah, we'll do a snake action. Like I
Okay.
think that's kind of what we
Do you want to
did.
start with the bottom of the East, or do you want me to start with the bottom of the East?
I'll start with the bottom of the East.
Sure.
Let's talk about the Wizards. So the Wizards are still at the bottom of the East. They are 2-3 since the last episode, though. Um, Cam Whitmore is out indefinitely after he was diagnosed with deep vein thrombosis in his right shoulder. Get well soon, Cam Whitmore.
Blood clot.
Yeah, so another blood clot. A lot of players, interestingly, have recently gotten blood clot issues. What can I say about the Wizards? They still have these older players playing, and I feel like it's getting in the way of the development of the younger players. So it's throwing me off. 2-3 is better than I would think. I think they would be losing more.
5-22 on the season. So better in recent stints, but
Yeah.
not there yet.
Not there yet. 14th, one of the more disappointing teams so far. Indiana Pacers still 14th at 6-23. They're 0-5 since the last episode. I look at these box scores that these games are playing, and a lot of them are close. It really is crazy how they're just losing so many close games, but they're just not able to close out. Their center rotation is still a nightmare.
Yeah, it's tough for them.
And yeah, it's just tough road so far until they get Hallie back. And then 13th, still 13th. A lot of these teams are going to be still where they were last time. The
Yeah.
Net, Brooklyn
I
Net.
don't need to say it unless they've moved.
Yeah, they're 8-19, 2-2 since the last episode. I know Michael Porter Jr. is hooping over there with the Nets. So we love to see that, and I'm sure we'll see some trade stuff soon. I know it's kind of crazy because we December 15th was the day a lot of players were eligible for trades.
Like recently signed
Yeah,
players. Yeah.
but we didn't see any,
No,
right?
yeah, it feels like a year where teams are kind of just gonna figure out what they want to do or what they want to be, and then, they'll be kept till the trade deadline is when a lot of things I feel like will happen.
Yeah. So they're a team I
Yeah, there's
expect.
been like zero trades. It's
Yeah,
interesting.
kind of. And then Hornets still 12th. They're 9-20, 2-3 since the last episode. Oh, I saw this. Con Knipple, I think yesterday made his 100th three-pointer as a
Wow.
rookie already. So
Yeah, that's pretty fast.
so he's on pace to make quite a few. So congratulations to him. Bright spot for sure.
About the only thing they got going on.
Yep. 11th falling from 10th are the Bucks 11-18, 1-3 since the last episode. Giannis Antetokounmpo is still out with a calf strain and has missed the last 6 games.
Stuff. It's tough to be a Bucks fan right now.
A lot of rumors flying around. Who knows if he'll get traded and where he gets traded to. If you are curious about some destinations, possibly check out our last episode. We talk about that. It's a fun time.
For sure.
Yeah, 10th, who went going up in the rankings. 10th, we got the Bulls 13 and 15, 4 and 1 since the last episode. I know Manas Buzalis is hooping. I've been seeing some like stats, and he's been like the guy whenever not NBA.com, NBA always posts at the end of the day like a recap of all the games, and
Yeah.
seen him a few times. So congratulations to him, still developing. Um, yeah, Bulls are still a very, I feel like a lost.
Yeah, this feels like a good point of demarcation now,
I was
like
gonna
in
say
terms of
it's
the
gonna be
play-in
five,
and
five,
that.
five. Yeah,
Hmm.
but yeah, yeah, I agree. Tell me about the Hawks.
The Hawks. The ninth seeded Hawks, 15 and 15 and 1 and 4 since their or since our last episode, not their last episode. I said this is all. Um Porzingis. Porzingis update. He was diagnosed with POTS, which is an acronym that I studied up on earlier. I don't remember what it is, but people know it as POTS. Last season, when he was with the Celtics, he had found ways to kind of manage his health, but now he's out with illness again as he's kind of looking at solutions for his long-term health. I asked our friend Shay, who's in the medical field, kind
Yeah,
of what this
shout
looked
out,
like.
shout out.
Um, and he basically said like the one of the key things is when you like are just standing up and doing regular activities that you can have like an irregular heartbeat. Obviously, as a professional athlete, that's very scary.
Yeah,
So it makes sense why I think he hasn't played a lot. And there's other, I think, things he's dealing with too that we haven't really learned about. But I think this is kind of the base thing. So he's been out for, I think he played one game on December 5th, but aside from that, he hasn't played since like mid-November. And probably will still be out for a while.
so this is the thing that he had, but they couldn't diagnose him, or is this something else?
I feel like this is something else. I feel like he had something that was like they didn't quite know what it was. This feels like what it's all deriving from. I don't know.
Okay, that's what I kind of feel. It seems like one of those things that it's not a first thing you'd think of, but then when you find out and you look back at what
Hmm.
the issues were, it can explain a lot of those.
Yeah. They did get Trey Young back on the 18th against the Hornets. He missed 22 games. They went 13 and 9 without him. Now they're 1 and 4. So Trey Young, the problem? I don't know. We'll see.
You want
There's
to
been
trade for him?
some rumors there too. I feel like there's been rumors for years with him and the Hawks though.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I am curious to see what the Hawks do if they want to just buy into that defense or try to keep Trey Young.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Eighth, the Heat right now, 15 and 14, 1 and 3 since last episode. I believe last episode is right after they lost to the Magic in the NBA Cup. Um, and now they haven't done much since then. They're kind of a weird Giannis destination rumor, even though they don't really have assets, I think, to get him. It feels like kind of just the market that he may want to be in. Seventh right now, the Cavs 16 and 14, still disappointing, 2 and 3 since our last episode. Evan Mobley has been out the last 4 games with the left calf strain. He's expected to miss a couple more weeks here, I think, at the very least. Just kind of a sad season for the Cavs. I think so many people penciled them in the Knicks as the two obvious contenders in the East, and it has not panned out that way so far.
Yeah, I saw that DeAndre Hunter had a good game, and I was like, is he the guy winning games for you right now? It's just, I mean, I'm glad he's stepping up because they're winning, but you're definitely not a place you want to be when you were the favorite at number one last year. So
Yeah, definitely feels like the um, Donovan Mitchell show and nothing else going on over there. Sixth seed, the Magic. They were fourth last time, 1 and 3 since our last episode, sitting at 16 and 13. Still missing Franz Wagner. He had a high left ankle sprain, missed the last 5 games, expected to miss some more time here. Offense still kind of struggling, still haven't kind of figured out their rhythm yet. Going to be tough when you are missing your second, third best player. Um, so yeah, their defense hasn't been able to carry them through games in which their offense tends to struggle.
yeah, and other players are doing their best to kind of pop into the lineup and help out. I know, but they're throwing Anthony Black in the starting lineups. They're a little bit smaller
Hmm.
initially, and
He's
then
like 6'6".
I don't know, but I mean Franz Wagner's taller.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's this one. I'm just saying, like overall, the starting lineup's a little bit shorter, and then I know like Jonathan Isaac's getting quite a bit of run, and seeing a lot of Tristan da Silva.
Mm.
So shout out Tristan da Silva.
Yeah. Take over the top five.
Oh, absolutely. We got the Raptors. Raptors, fifth seed. Oh, how have they fallen?
Mm.
17 and
They're in the same
13.
spot.
I know. 17 and 13. Just being like second seed, like a
Yeah.
couple weeks ago. Anyways, yeah, that was we know what that was. 17 and 13, 2 and 2 since the last episode. I don't know if we talked about this last time, but they lost in the NBA. We had them going far in the NBA Cup. It
Yeah.
was fun.
Sad.
They did not make it. They lost into the Knicks, who ultimately won, which we'll talk about a little bit. So,
Mhm.
congrats to them. Yeah, Raptors. I know. I mean, RJ Barrett still missed some time. I know quickly is missing some time. So, still trying to figure out like the other people who are helping out. Brandon Ingram is playing really well, so shout out to him.
Yes, sir.
Uh, fourth, moving up, the 76ers, 16 and 11, 3 and 1 since the last episode. I haven't seen too much. I know Tyrese Maxey's playing really well. Jared McCain's back.
Yep.
Haven't heard too much about VJ Edgecombe in a while. I know he had a game winner, which we talked about a couple weeks ago, but I don't know anything you want to add.
Paul George exists playing
Oh my God, I
basketball.
forgot about. I forgot. I definitely did.
They're kind of they're sneakily good right now, which I think is exactly what they want to be.
Yeah.
I think the moment people start talking about it, the moment it will fall apart.
Mm,
Joel Embiid still not look. He doesn't look great. Whenever I watch him, he's not like, oh yeah, that guy was MVP a couple years ago.
yeah.
Um,
If you we didn't know his contract was that big, like he's a fine rotational player now,
mhm,
but definitely not like I wouldn't be like, oh, he was the guy or
right.
he is the guy. Yeah. Um, Pretty surprising. Got the Celtics, the third seed, one of the more surprising teams, 18 and
Sad. You
11.
hate to see it.
You really, yeah, you do. 3 and 2 since the last episode. The note I added I thought was interesting. It's not NBA related. We've talked about it a little bit. We talked about Jaylen Brown, and it's come up. I mean, other people have said it to me too.
Yeah, yeah,
His
yeah.
his hairline to see rubbing off on people's jerseys when playing games. I believe it was against the
It's like a
Heat
spray or
and the
something.
Wizards. Yeah, it's kind of like an artificial hairline.
Yeah.
So I saw this ad. I was like, I gotta put this in the notes. So, Jaylen Brown is partnering with hair growth supplement brand Nutrafol to address his hair thinning head on, as well as to destigmatize hair loss in conversations around the topic for the millions of people who experience it, which ultimately is a good thing.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything wrong with hair loss. Usually it's genetic and can't really help it.
Right.
It's just, and it's seeing your hair like rubbed off on someone's jersey, especially when they're like, "What is this?" is funny. I don't think it's I don't think it's like Jaylen Brown having a hairline receding is fine. It's a very stressful life to be in the NBA. I don't think less of it. Um, it's very interesting to be like, no, I'm claiming it. Like I'm taking
Yeah,
it back.
he's flipping the script here for sure.
Yeah, and I mean, good for him. Happy for him, and I'm just more concerned about people's white jerseys that he might be playing against. So
Well, theoretically, if he's doing this, he will stop with the hairline spray, right?
we'll see.
I guess that's the idea.
Yeah, I guess that is the idea. But shout out to claim your truth, King. I get it. Second, we got the Knicks at 20 and 8, 3 and 1 since the last episode, and a win against the Spurs in the NBA Cup tournament.
Doesn't count as a regular season game in the championship, so really they've won 4 games, but only three appear on the record.
Very good point. I also wanted to mention me to talk about the NBA Cup
Yeah.
final game. So it really seemed. Did you watch it live?
Bits and pieces.
Okay, so I watched it and it was very interesting because it was definitely a game of halves. It felt like the Spurs were very much in command
Hmm.
this whole game, and Wemby was on a minutes restriction. He did not really look like himself.
Yeah.
We found out later. I don't know if you saw this. I mean, I'm talking about the Spurs. We'll talk about them in the West. But at the press conference afterwards, he was being asked questions and he said that he lost someone that day.
Oh,
So he was like, "I'm only gonna take one more question, and I'm not feeling in the mood to like answer." So maybe that's why it wasn't like the best Wimby performance. Minutes restriction, I think 20 minutes a night. But
Yeah, coming off the bench for them.
Yeah, and looking the first half, really, Spurs looked thinking, man, Knicks could just I don't know. The Spurs were getting out in transition, and they were just playing like they wanted it more. And then the Knicks came out in the third quarter, and then they looked like they wanted it more, and also ultimately in the fourth quarter as well. Like it was a really good competitive game, though. Very fun to watch. Strange to say it doesn't matter, and it matters, but it doesn't count toward your record.
Yeah.
But the Knicks don't seem to think it matters because they're not going to raise an NBA Cup banner in Madison Square Garden. And I have issue with that.
Do you? I think a lot of people are clowning both the Bucks and Lakers for doing it in previous years.
Every other sport that has an in-season tournament does it.
Okay.
And I think the Knicks aren't doing it because it's Madison Square Garden.
Mm,
And I hate that. Just because a place of that notoriety, like this is a very special thing your team won. Not everyone has one. You should be proud of it. And they're not even gonna, I mean, they played like hell to get there.
yeah.
And now they're not even gonna put a recognition. Like the at least, one day, like I can't think of someone way down on the bench, but Tyler Kolek, like he played a really good game, and I'm sure he's gonna have a good career, but let's just say he doesn't. But one day he'll go to Madison Square Garden and be like, I was on that Knicks team in the NBA Cup.
Pacome Dadier or something.
There you think, yeah, someone Kolek's gonna be he's playing really well, so he's good. But it's just you're taking that away from them.
Hello, we had a mighty computer crash through this podcast, and it was so detrimental that we went and got food and ate and watched basketball, and now we're back and it's 12:48 a.m. So let's do the rest of this pod. Dob, you were telling us your beef with the Knicks not hanging their NBA Cup banner.
And continue. So basically, they're not hanging up the banner, and I don't like that because the guy who's like on the bench who won this NBA Cup with the team can, one day he'll go to Madison Square Garden, he can look up and show people and just know, feel pride that he won something for the Knicks, and they're just ignoring that. They're just ignoring it. And the thing is, LA already put up a banner, and to be, it's not the exact same as like a championship banner. It's not like really big NBA champions of the world, like 2020 or whatever, like the year. It says like NBA Cup when like years one or something. It just has the year listed. So it's, it looks not very ceremonious like a big banner. So I wouldn't mind them putting up something simple, but not putting up anything is a huge disgrace to the players who went and fought for that win. So I dislike it greatly.
Yeah, I don't really have that strong an opinion. I think I'm kind of I now that you say it, like I agree, it's a little weird. Um, but when I saw it, I was like, oh, interesting. I didn't really think much of it, but I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, I would have thought the NBA would make it like mandatory.
Right. It is weird to choose. It's weird making the choice.
I think
Try
it,
and choose.
anyway,
Um,
yeah.
Tell us about the one seed
I
of
am going to
the
tell us about the one seed.
mighty East.
Ooh, the Pistons. Shout out Jared. Pistons are the first, still the first, 23-6, 4-1 since the last episode. Cade Cunningham is proving to be the leader of the team that they
8-bit
needed.
baller, Cade Cunningham.
Yeah. Here we go. 8-bit baller, Cade Cunningham. That was just really close. We're referencing the basketball cards from earlier. Remember? 5 hours ago. Anyways,
It's not that
so
long for them.
I know. Uh, it's like a minute. So, so it's great for the Pistons. They are still winning games. Cade Cunningham's playing great, like I said. Jalen Duren really still keeping up that really great just manner of play.
Hmm.
Just playing at a really good high level still. And yeah, I wonder if this is a team that you're first in the East. Are you considering moves still? Are you not? Maybe this is a team I understand why we haven't heard any trade things yet. Because I'm like, oh, like if we're this good, like why do we need to like blow it up to like
Hmm.
bring in a Lowry Markin or Zach LaVine or what have you? So, congrats to the Pistons. I don't know anything else.
No, no. Let's move on to the West.
The floor is yours.
I will start with the bottom of the West. The 15th seeded is Sacramento Kings, 7-22, 1-4 since our last episode. They've fallen all the way to the bottom here. Still missing arguably their best player, right? Domantas Sabonis with his partially torn meniscus. Been at the last 16 games for them. It's tough. It's tough over there. Just a lot of guys running around and not a lot going on. Surprisingly little interest in some of their players from teams right now. It could be because they're so fat. I also wonder, like, I know Doug Christie kind of was the interim after Mike Brown was fired last year, and then he stayed on as the head coach this year. I wonder how much longer that lasts if their team continues to be this bad. Um, we'll see. It's not fun in Sacramento right now.
Yeah, I'm sure you're talking about with the Rockets, but one of the seven wins was thanks to Russell Westbrook. So
Hmm.
he tied the game to go to overtime. Unfortunately, it was against the Rockets, but
Yeah, we actually will get to the Rockets. We had three overtime defeats since last episode.
we'll talk. Okay, well then
Crazy.
I'll hold off. Let's continue with the wins.
Uh, Clippers, 14 seeded, 6-18, 1-2 since last episode. They were playing the Rockets when my computer blew itself up.
Yeah, they played.
I have no idea if they won. These all these records are before today's slate of games, because we started recording during them, so we didn't want to include them. Um, God's disaster over there still. Lots of people unhealthy and such. I don't know, not a ton to say. Um, a franchise in despair.
Clippers won by 20.
I'm sad to hear that.
Sorry. It is interesting because the Clippers are, I guess, 7-18 right now. But so 2-2 in the last four games. It's interesting because when we were watching them today, like they really look like they have things put together. So I wonder if it's more of I think the other team is playing worse problem because you don't have a record like that. I mean, they have been pretty healthy. Kawhi's playing, Harden's playing, and Chris Paul is. Oh, and Bradley Beal's been out this whole time, so we're not even talking about that. But it's just interesting to see how low they've gotten, and I just don't know. I remember last year they were really bad for a long time, and then they just kind of turned it around and made a run and were able to make it into the playoffs without the play-in. So I'm like, I don't know if they're going to be able to do that because it seems already kind of so far gone, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, both them and the Kings, I think, just are an amalgamation of talent that doesn't necessarily work well together.
Definitely Kings. Definitely because they are not even like really winning games, like deservedly so. I
Hmm.
feel like if they win, it's because other teams let them kind of come back. It's not really, again, it's not because they're not to discredit the wins because obviously they deserve the wins because they did fight back. But I think it's more other team letting loose the lead.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
Surprisingly, 13th seeded Pelicans, 8-22, 5-0 since last episode when they were 3-22. Zion came back on December 14th against the Bulls. He missed 4 games with that adductor strain. And kind of like Wemby, when we alluded to earlier, is coming off the bench for them. He is not starting, has not started since coming back. So I don't know if that will change anytime soon, but they've kind of had this interesting lineup. Um, where Sadiq Bey and Trey Murphy are the starting forwards, and that has worked really well for them. And then they're starting Derek Queen and they're starting Jeremiah Fears. So even like Jordan Poole's coming off the bench, like they're starting the young guys, and it's working well for them right now.
Yeah, shout out Derek Queen too. He's playing really well.
Yeah,
Hopefully he was worth that pick that they traded.
yeah.
I'll
Well,
keep bringing that up every time.
we'll see. We'll see. It's they're still pretty low here. Um,
Yeah.
Utah Jazz, 2-3 since last episode, 12th seed, 10-18 is our overall record. They're the Jazz. Not a lot to say. They will probably trade some of their older players. They will continue to play their young guys. We talked about Keontae George a little bit earlier when we were going through the cards. Um, yeah, I mean, this is there's nothing surprising, nothing worth note that we kind of haven't already mentioned for this team.
Yeah, I was just gonna say Keontae keep hooping.
And one day he'll be up there, maybe. Or your
Or
team
lead
will
him.
be better.
Be leader, yeah, yeah. I get
The
that.
still 11 seeded Dallas Mavericks, 11-19, 2-3 since last episode. They've been rather unhealthy. We talked about the Derek Lively injury last time. AD's kind of been in and out of the lineup. Of course, Kyrie hasn't come back from an ACL tear yet. So they're just kind of running random lineups out there. Nothing really sticking. And the Western Conference is very competitive, so they lose a lot of games because they're not quite sure what to do with their team, especially when so many guys have been in and out. Um, we were talking about, or we were watching when we were eating um, the Mavericks. We talked a little bit about D'Angelo Russell being not on the court as much behind guys like Ryan Nembhard, Brandon Williams. So that's weird. I don't know if they'll fix that. But there's another team that I don't really know what they're supposed to do with their kind of current roster.
Yeah, I think it's a waited out. And I mean, Cooper Flag is playing better too. I know he kind of had a rocky start and it's been up and down, but seems a bit more consistent now. And um, yeah, this is with the Mavericks, like kind of have to deal with what you've made your bed as and just play out the year and get Kyrie back. And I know there's a lot of rumors Anthony Davis trade. I don't know how who realistic that is with his injury history and just being traded. So I don't know.
We'll see.
Yes, we will.
Trailblazers, 10 seed, 12 and 17, 3 and 2 since our last episode. Just try the young guys out there and trying stuff. Of course, Thiago Splitter kind of taking over the head coaching duties since Chauncey Billups thing. They were missing Drew Holiday for a while. I think he has returned. Um, but yeah, their defense has certainly fallen off since the really strong start to the season, and they're kind of where I think we would expect them to be.
Yeah, for sure. I think if they could have maintained that level of defense for, I mean, that was like the hardest part. But even with defense, you still have to be able to score. So I don't really know who's like the scoring on this.
Yeah, still haven't seen Scoot. He hasn't appeared this year,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
yeah. Let's talk about the Grizzlies. They're
Please.
the ninth seed right now, and they were the ninth seed last time as well. 13 and 16, 2 and 3 since the last episode. You know who's back? Guess who's back? Back again. Ja Morant came
Nice.
back December 12th against the Jazz after missing 10 games. Why am I still doing this? Yeah, so Ja Morant came back against the Jazz. He missed 10 games. And, you know, they're still being the Grizzlies, winning some, losing some. Zach Edey's missed the last 5 games with a stress fracture in his left ankle. He'll be out for several more weeks. He had a really good game. Couple weeks ago. I mean, I don't really know what else to say, but shout out Cedric Coward because you're playing well.
Yeah, that's about it. Him and Jalen Wells. I'm like, oh yeah, those guys are cool.
Hmm.
Fall from grace for this Grizzlies team. That continues to happen. You know, Jaren Jackson Jr. changed his number to 8.
Yeah, we talked about that. I think I mentioned that in the beginning of the
It's
year.
terrible.
Yeah, they should. We were also talking about that while we were eating. Shouldn't be allowed, especially
Uh,
for no reason. Like you got to have a really good reason, and
yeah,
not just like I felt like it.
weird.
Um, Talking about players who don't change their numbers. War 8 seed Warriors, 15 and 15, 2 and 3 since the last episode. Steph Curry came back on December 12th against the Timberwolves after missing 5 games. He's been playing pretty well, as you'd expect from Steph Curry. Draymond Green is still getting ejected from
We
games.
just watched him get ejected.
Yeah. And also, there was, maybe we'll have more about this next time, but I saw earlier today that Draymond Green and Steve Kerr got in I don't know, argument on the bench during the game, and Draymond just walked to the locker room, just like left the
Sure, I'll
game.
fill us in on the Draymond Green podcast.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I was right and everyone else was wrong. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Good job, Draymond.
Now I know.
Cool, love to hear that. Seventh seed Suns. Wow. Now 16 and 13 because they beat the Lakers tonight, which I'm gonna talk about, but I don't want to. 2 and 3 since the last episode. They lost to the Thunder in the NBA Cup tournament. I don't think anyone really expected.
They got crushed.
Yeah, the Suns to really go past. The Thunder played a really good game. Devin Booker came back on December 14th against the Lakers after missing 4 games. Of course he would. And guess what? They won. And I don't want to talk about it either, but I'm gonna have to a little bit later when we get to the Lakers. Anything to add about the Suns?
Um, Jalen Green still doesn't really exist. Just strange.
Dylan Brooks is probably has the most average points per game in his career probably right now.
Yeah, it's very strange.
Yeah, don't love it. It's very bizarre.
I'm stealing number six from you.
Why is that?
Because it's the Houston Rockets who are 17 and 9 now, 17 and 10 because we actually lost today, so we're 2 and 4 since our last recording. Back in the 11th, we beat the Clippers by two, despite a mighty 33-point effort from Ivica Zubac. And then we went on this random string of games. Overtime game against the Nuggets on December 15th that we lost. Şengün had a 33-point triple-double. Jokic had almost a 40-point triple-double. He outdid Şengün in that regard. Then we lost another overtime game against the Pelicans on December 18th amidst their five-game win streak right now. Despite Kevin Durant, Şengün, Nam, and Thompson combining for 83 points, that's a lot of points for three players, but we still couldn't pull out the win. It was Sadiq Bey, Trey Murphy, those guys I talked about earlier that really killed us in that one. Then we actually got revenge on the Nuggets a couple days later on the 20th. Beat them by 14. It wasn't a very close game. KD had 31. It was really our defense, though, that was kind of the reason we won that game. We were able, excuse me, to kind of stop the Nuggets from doing what they've been doing. And both of our losses, because we lost to them earlier in the season, both of our losses were pretty close, and then this win was relatively convincing, so that was nice to see. We lost another overtime game, a third overtime game against the Kings just a couple days ago on the 21st. Unfortunate. Losses against, the Nuggets in overtime is whatever, but the Pelicans and the Kings, like those teams are really near the bottom of the Western Conference, so it is tough to lose against them. And we lost to the Clippers today, as we were recording earlier, and then we came back to the second part here. So that's literally a loss to the 13th, 14th, and 15th seed in the Western Conference since our last episode, which is really tough. Because if we want to be a serious contender, those are not losses that we can afford. So I'm not happy with the Rockets stretch right now. Şengün's been playing really well. I think he'll be an all-star again this year. Um, and yeah, it's just tough. Like that, those are teams we're supposed to take care of business against, and we haven't been able to do that lately.
I did not realize they were the 15th, 14th, and 13th. It's crazy. That is crazy. Let's go, Houston. Hey.
I'll do number. Now we're in the top five. I'll do number five, then I'll pass it over to you for four, and then I'll do the rest.
Yeah, okay, sounds good.
Fifth seeded Timberwolves right now, 19 and 10, 4 and 1 since last episode, so they're kind of chugging along here. Worth noting that Kevin Garnett has rejoined them in kind of an off-court role. He's going to have his jersey retired probably sometime this season. He had been away from the organization since he retired back in 2016 because he had a fallout with the previous owner, Glenn Taylor, who we've talked way too much about on this podcast. But he apparently had built like a repertoire with Alex Rodriguez and Mark Lore and is kind of coming back with the organization that he spent most of his career on. I don't know if you know this. He actually went back there his last year to retire there. Um,
Oh, I do remember that,
yeah.
yeah.
So spent most of his career on the Timberwolves. Glad to see that he'll kind of be back. He's best player in franchise history, so it makes sense.
I do want to add that the Timberwolves, so the Thunder have now lost 4 games this year, and the Timberwolves were one of those teams to beat them. And it was thanks to a dagger from Anthony Edwards. And they're wearing the Purple City Edition uniforms.
Love those. The
So
Prince
slick.
ones.
So slick.
Who do you
And
still got the
now
four seed?
the 4th seed, the fall from grace, the Lakers are now the 4th seed, previously second. They're now 19 and 9, 2 and 3 since the last episode. Austin Reeves was out since the NBA Cup game against the Spurs, but he should be playing today.
Should have played today. We have no idea.
I did not check. I made
I'll
these
look.
notes before. Thanks. Rui's out for the game today against the Suns, and Luka is out as well. So I think it was LeBron, Austin Reeves, and some people. I think DeAndre Ayton also has been out unless he came back.
That
Uh,
like your whole starting lineup.
wait, Reeves too?
No, I was just saying like
Oh yeah, but it was we're missing quite a bit. But back to the games that we have played. So we lost to the Spurs in the NBA Cup tournament.
Austin Reeves came off the bench for this game.
Okay, so minutes restriction.
You started for this game Nick Smith Jr., Marcus Smart, LeBron, Jake LaRavia, DeAndre Ayton.
Nick Smith Jr. is hard. It's a hard one to swallow. Who came off the bench? Oh no, Rui is out,
Austin Reeves.
right?
I'll do it by minutes. Um, so next highest minutes off the bench, Jared Vanderbilt. Tied Dalton Connect and Theora, the guy who got a
Yeah, I
card
do
up.
throw. Yeah.
Um, Bronny James, 10 minutes. Maxi Kleba. I don't even know who this is. Chris Mannion.
Oh yeah.
And then Jackson Hayes played 5 minutes.
Okay. So yeah, there it goes to show right there. Without Luca and even like Rui, it just and
Essential players to the lineup.
yeah, it's just kind of crazy. So lost to the Spurs in the NBA Cup. It just we could never really catch up to them in that game.
That was before when we came back to.
Yeah, it was before when we came. Thanks for the reminder.
Yeah,
We beat the Jazz in a very high scoring game. I remember I took a screenshot. I meant to send it to you. I forgot. At halftime, the score was 78-73 Jazz, and I was like, this should not be a halftime
that's
score
2025 NBA right there.
ever. Yeah, they did beat the Suns in a game that came close at the end. It was pretty close. Then they got away in the third quarter, and then they let the Suns come back and make it interesting. But the Lakers did pull out a win there, and then we lost to the Clippers. Believe they played yesterday or the day before yesterday, and they just could not. The Clippers got an early lead, and Lakers could never catch up. And then we lost today. I don't know how we did, but I
Well,
can. But
just bring you all
looking
the
at my
people that
starting
were
lineup, I can see
out.
how we probably lost today. The Suns like they're an interesting team right now because they're like it isn't like they're fighting for something, which is nice to see because I really a lot of people wrote them off.
The
So
Clippers have beat both of our teams. It's tough.
I don't want to talk about it.
It's
Just
tough.
something about the third seed, man.
Okay. Third seed Nuggets 21-7, 4-1 since last episode. I don't think there's really a surprise there. The Nuggets are looking really good. I think on nights that they lose, it seems like, nights when their system kind of isn't running like they want it to be. Maybe they're just not putting the effort that they are putting in. So it makes a lot of sense. The second seed, rising in the rankings, they were fifth last episode. The Spurs, now 22-7. They were 5-0, actually 6-0 because they beat the Thunder again today. Um, and in the NBA Cup, they lost to the Knicks in the NBA Cup tourney, but that game does not count towards the regular season record. So technically they are 6-1, but since that game doesn't count, 6-0. Wembanyama came back on the 13th against the Thunder in the NBA Cup. The Spurs managed to go 9-3 without him, which is pretty impressive. And they look really good with him. He's still coming off the bench for minutes restriction since his return, but they're just kind of looking like a fine oiled machine. They're looking way, way better than I thought. Don mentioned earlier when we were talking about the NBA draft pick things, the top four picks back to back to back years for them. Certainly working out. Looks like they made the right pick every time. So scary team, I think, to look at here down the stretch. I think, preseason wise, when we are talking about the West, I think we probably had the Thunder and Nuggets kind of as the top two, and then maybe like our teams, the Rockets and Lakers, right below them is kind of their tier. And then the Spurs, I think, in our eyes, were probably below that. But right now they look certainly above that. So tough. Anything you want to add with them?
Um, I just I gotta say, watching the Spurs, they're one of those teams which to watch they're fun. They look like they're having a good time. They're winning games. Kind of reminds me of just like because there's not really like anyone in a super all-time all-star. There's not someone who's Hall of Fame right now. Like if they retired would be really be on the Hall of Fame. So just
Harrison
remind
Barnes.
duh duh, but like the Thunder like a couple years ago, like
Yeah.
before they really were like it just seemed like they progressed to this point so quickly, which is insane to say. But that's the power of getting these top picks like Stephon Castle, Dylan Harper, and Wimby. It's just
Yeah. I mean, they definitely play like a good system
yeah,
ball as well. It is
yeah.
old Spurs in terms of like the ball movement, I think, is a big part of their offense.
And fundamentals, but well, not as much as maybe back in the day for
Hmm.
sure. But just getting ahead in transition, locking in on defense.
Yeah, Zuri.
What can you want?
Last team in the West, the first seed, the Thunder, 26-4. They've lost 3 games since our last episode when they were 24-1. So 2-3 since then. Lost to the Spurs in the NBA Cup. Lost to the Timberwolves in a game that was pretty close, and they just lost to the Spurs again today. So
That's
um,
funny.
yeah, they got crushed. So from a team that was 25 games into the season with only one loss and losing three pretty rapid succession here, I don't think is necessarily like the hugest red flag. Um, Timberwolves game was close, and the Spurs seem to just kind of have their number right now. So I don't know if that means anything like hugely dramatic for them. I mean, the pace they were on with one loss is insane. So I think having the 4 losses is still insane and pretty normal. I just wonder what their record will look like from here on out if they're going to kind of become a team that's like, their next 10 games, they go 7-3 instead of 9-1 or something like that.
Yeah. I agree. Not much to say. I'm this is not like I don't think it's time to panic or anything if you're a Thunders fan or the
For sure.
team. Definitely want to reiterate like, hey, we're losing games we could have won. Lock in. Let's keep fighting. Show the league why we're the first seed,
Right.
basically.
And that's the look around the league. For us, it took 4 hours. For you,
Hmm.
it took not that long.
15 minutes, 20
Hmm.
minutes. But yeah, I think it's time we preview some Christmas Day games because we got Christmas coming up.
Yes, sir.
Yes, we do.
Christmas Eve, if I'm not mistaken, the one day that the NBA kind of guarantees off because they have Christmas games, they have Thanksgiving games. Um, do they have Thanksgiving games? I think they have
They
Thanksgiving
do.
games too, right?
They
Yeah.
do for sure.
Um,
But it's not, I would really say like NFL is Thanksgiving
right.
and but NBA is Christmas,
But there are 3 NFL games on Christmas this
which
year.
is
They're
messed
they're
up.
trying to encroach.
I hate it.
Yeah. Uh, It has felt like for a long time. NFL's Thanksgiving, NBA's Christmas for sure.
Yeah.
Um, so let's talk about the NBA slate on Christmas Day, kicking off in the morning, 11 a.m. You've wrapped your presents, or unwrapped your presents, rather. Uh, you got your new, I don't know, what do people get for Christmas? Your Oculus Quest 3,
Your PS12.
your PS12. You can now play Fortnite with all the homies, and now you get to watch Cavaliers at Knicks, a game at the beginning of the season that sounded very exciting. But maybe not so much anymore.
Yeah, there's a couple of games we'll talk about that definitely seemed more exciting in the beginning of the year and maybe have kind of teetered out. I think it'll still be a good competitive game. Madison Square Garden is always going to be a fun place to play.
Knicks are to crush them. It's gonna be sad.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not going to be as fun as you'd expect maybe, but it'd be cool to see the Knicks on Christmas Day, deservedly so. Next, we got the Spurs versus the Thunder for the 120th time this season already.
Fourth or third or fourth game?
I
Third.
think fourth. I think this is the fourth one.
The
Yeah.
Spurs, like I said, seem to have their number, so we'll see if the Thunder can
Yeah.
get their lick back.
Yeah, I mean, this is a game. If you're the Thunder, you definitely want to win because I believe the Thunder beat them earlier in the season, and then they've lost the Spurs now twice, like the last month. Like
Hmm.
this is a game you definitely want to win if you're the Thunder. I think it's going to be really good. Every game has been really fun, and competitive, and even the 20-point loss today was really close for a long time, going back and forth. So I think that's going to be one to definitely watch.
Yeah. After that, at 4 p.m., Mavericks at Warriors. Both of these teams struggling, I think. I think we were both pretty low on both of them. We had them both in the play-in, and right now the Mavericks are even lower than that. But I feel like the general NBA discourse was that both of these teams would be better, which is why they're here. And that hasn't been the case, but they're still both pretty low. I think for this one, it really depends on the health of the Mavericks, how interesting this game will be. Steph Curry will certainly put on a show as he is wont to do for events like this. Cooper Flag, rookie, that can be fun. But yeah, I think this is a game that can kind of be sneakily close, depending on how they're playing. The Warriors are a team that can be very hot, but when they're not, it's looking ugly.
Yeah, and it's just like watching people pass the ball around them, not making 3-point shots. It's like pretty boring if you ask me.
Yeah.
But yeah, but if their systems are working, then it can be kind of close. It might be a sneakily good game.
Hmm.
We shall see. The next one, though, we're not missing. You and me, we ain't missing this game.
And in fact, we're getting together on. Oh,
I'm gonna have my dad. Shout out. Rockets at Lakers. Couldn't be in Houston, could it?
hmm
Nope, had to be in LA this year. That's okay though. So yeah, Rockets coming off a loss, Lakers coming off a loss. Two teams I think that are maybe in a little bit of a weird like
Yeah, we're both kind of slumping right now.
slump a little bit. We had Luca sit out, Rui sit out, Rockets, all these overtime games they're going through. So like whoever wins this is gonna come out feeling pretty good about just being a good team because no matter what, like you look at these two teams, like they're both very good teams. So
hmm
we'll see what happens. Should be a good game. And I mean, Kevin Durant versus LeBron, we don't get to
hmm
see that as much. So that'll be, how many more times are we going to see that? So
Not many.
also,
And the Western
um,
Conference Finals for the next 3 years.
yeah. So also, just as fun to see them two legends, Hall of Famers, play it out.
Absolutely. And then if you're not already asleep from all the Christmas Day festivities, Timberwolves at Nuggets, the last game of the evening. Of course, they had the crazy second round series, went to 7 games, and the Timberwolves upset the Nuggets. So I think that that is kind of going to be the interesting revisit of that kind of rivalry. It's not really a rivalry, but it was just a very fun series that I think a lot of people are looking forward to if they happen to match up again in the playoffs. And obviously, both teams looking pretty good here on the stretch of the season.
Yeah. So who do you got? Give me your five real quick.
For each game,
Yeah,
okay. I'll take the Knicks. You agree?
I agree. Knicks as well.
Okay. I will take the Thunder. I think the Thunder are going to get their revenge against the Spurs here at home.
I'll take the Spurs.
Take the Spurs,
Hmm
okay. Um, but
Yeah, it's like I don't know.
who I want to take and who I think will win are two different teams. I'll take the Warriors at home against the Mavericks. I want
Yeah,
to take the Mavericks,
I
but
want to take the Mavericks as
they're
well,
just
though.
struggling with busting right now.
Warriors, yeah, I guess.
Um, the Rockets Lakers is going to be interesting. I think, who will play for your team it kind of matters in this game. But I'll take the Rockets. I'll take the Rockets.
Yeah, I'll take the. I feel like, the Luca and Rui like rested today, so they
Yeah,
would be able to play on Christmas Day,
yeah,
which is premiere. A lot of people are watching, so I'll take the Lakers because we'll have everyone, but I think it'll be really good.
yeah,
So
for sure.
I'm stoked on that. And then Timberwolves Nuggets.
Um, I'll take the Nuggets. They're at home.
I'm going Timberwolves.
Yeah, I knew you would. I
Yeah,
knew you would.
it's hard for me not to, but it's also messed up because the Nuggets have Lithuanian, and Lithuanians have to stick with them.
Sure.
But
What do you think the best game on the slate is here?
just to face, I mean, Rockets Lakers or Spurs Thunder.
I think it's Spurs Thunder.
Yeah, because they're two very different games. Like we kind of Rockets Lakers will be maybe a little bit slower paced, but maybe a bit more. You'll see higher. I don't know, legends playing higher IQ, just like a slower paced game,
hmm
maybe. Whereas like there's more like thought out. Whereas like Spurs Thunder is like very fun and fast, and they also think things out. There's a very high IQ, but it's a very different way. Like I feel like the teams play.
hmm
Um, so I feel like those are going to be the two better games. But I think Wolves Nuggets will be also very good.
Yeah.
So those are mine.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah. So only the Knicks we agree on, oh, and the Warriors, I guess.
Yeah. Underperforming teams.
Hey, let's do a fun little segment.
Let's do a fun little segment. I saw you typing over there. Following you.
Yeah, because I didn't want to forget, but I kind of remember that. I just wanted to make sure.
I had the Google Doc pulled up on my phone for my points.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Wait, so on here or where?
on here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I pulled up here. I don't want you to see it.
No, I was about to say, like, yeah, I wanted to see everything before you say it.
So yeah, we are going to do. How do you want to phrase this? I wrote NBA gifts, but that doesn't. I don't know if that sounds accurate. You know what the gift the NBA is giving
Hmm
us, the fan. Is that
Yeah, 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 yeah.
so far this season? Is that what's
I
happening?
like that.
Okay. Um, Gifts the NBA have given us this season, as this is our last episode of 2025, which is crazy to think. And our 100th episode, I forgot when I said 6 hours ago when this podcast started.
Yeah.
Not really 6 hours ago. So. We have each come up with three things from this season so far. Can't speak this truth for Dom, but I stayed away from homerism this time around.
I did as well.
I was trying to, well, I was gonna say I was trying to do something new, but that's not necessarily true. I have two things on here that I'm like are two things I've definitely talked about before. I just don't know how long it's been since I talked about them.
Yeah, and I also tried to pick things that are not obvious because some I will say the obvious things for me, but
Yeah.
I will try to, say something
Here's what I'll
different.
say for my first one. My first one is obvious for me. It's not obvious for the NBA.
Okay.
I did this on accident, and I think Dom followed suit. I did a player, a team, and like an overall league thing. My player, how about Russell Westbrook? How about Russell Westbrook? It's not obvious for the league because they're the 15th seed and they're a disaster. But Russell Westbrook, check this out. One of two players to play every game so far for the Kings this season.
Hell yeah.
Do you know who those players?
I'm gonna say Dennis Schroeder.
Not Dennis Schroeder. It's a much easier guess than Dennis Schroeder.
Oh, DeMar DeRozan.
DeMar DeRozan.
Yeah, I forgot he plays every single game. I
Yep.
forgot about that.
He's playing 29 minutes a game. That's
Oh,
nice. Starting
that's
for the
all.
Kings.
Is he?
Yeah.
I didn't even clock that.
And he's averaging 14, 7, and 7. And he's shooting 35% from three, which is pretty good for Russell Westbrook, as
League average,
he
probably.
struggled with the 30 throughout his career. So I put him on here, of course. One, I don't know how much longer I'll be able to. He is nearing the end of his career. And I know that despite the Kings being badly coached, badly organized, we were very low on them coming into the season. He's out there and he's trying and he's hustling and he's playing his heart out because that's what he always does. Um, and for a team where, like, if you're a Kings fan, you're going to their sad games, it's a player that you can have fun watching.
Yeah.
And that much I know I can say. And I hope that that stays true. And I know, like, he came off this weird season with the Nuggets where like he had some ups and downs where he was a really good bench piece for them. But then there are times where like, okay, he needs to sit, he needs to be on the bench, he's ruining what we're doing. And this season he's kind of just doing his thing. And it's for a team that doesn't matter and won't be good, but he's giving it his all. So that's why I had to shout him out because no one's gonna talk about the Kings for the rest of the season. So um I can give my favorite player his little props right now.
Absolutely. I love that pick. I didn't expect it. It makes sense because you love
It
Russell
makes sense
Westbrook,
for me.
but
I got a Russell Westbrook pop back here. I don't know if you know that.
you also got I know, and you also have a
I
basketball
do have a basketball that
with his
says
name on it.
Westbrook. Boom.
Ooh, boom. Love that pick. My player that I chose, I think the obvious choice is obviously Luca, but
Right.
I've talked enough about Luka Doncic, averaging still the most points per game in the NBA. So I had to shout him out. Shout out. We love you. But I picked someone that you're not gonna like that I picked. But it's hard to deny how good of a season he's having and how fun it is to watch him play, and that is Stephon Castle.
Uh,
Yeah, I especially watching that.
Pain.
Yeah, watching the Spurs against the Lakers, Stephon Castle in the NBA Cup tournament, unstoppable, could not be stopped. He played so well that after the game, reporters asked LeBron like what he thinks about Stephon Castle, and he's like, he can hoop, and I hope he keeps going at it. And then even in the final against the Knicks, like he played his heart out, and he's if he's not scoring, he's assisting. If he's not assisting, he's rebounding, and I don't have the numbers in front of me. But I know he's playing really, really well. I think it's the eighth game this year with 20 plus points. We just read that, watching some highlights. And
Yeah.
he's just fun. You in his second year already, and just such a pivotal player on the Spurs team. Hard to see the team without him. I thought of him before I thought of De'Aaron Fox on this team. Like if someone just asked me name the players, I would have went Wimby. I would have went Stephon Castle.
Yeah.
And then I would have went Fox, then Dylan Harper. Like for whatever reason, he is prominent to me right now, and I'm just very excited to see where his career goes and his development. And he seems very humble about it, and he's just trying to work on his game and win games. So I love it. It's not someone I've talked about or even tried to watch, but it's hard to ignore how good of a player he's being.
Yeah. It's someone I've talked a lot about. The reason you said I wouldn't like it is because I was vocal about the Rockets should draft him over Reed Shepherd, and that did not occur. And then we were just watching Spurs Thunder highlights, and I was like, I wish I had this guy on my team. And granted, Reed Shepherd has had a very nice second year so far. Um, yeah, no, I think it's a great pick. I think, I agree. I think especially because De'Aaron Fox has been, somewhat unhealthy in his time as a Spur. It's probably part of it, whereas he feels like, even with Wemby going out at the end of last season and missing some time this season, he feels like the most consistent player on that roster right now.
Yeah, because Dylan Harper was out for a bit earlier
Mhm.
this year, and shout out to him because he's also playing very well. But I was like, gotta do Stephon Castle.
Yeah, rookie of the year last year,
Yeah.
and having not a sophomore slump, having the opposite of that. So I don't hate that pick at all.
I think I'll do we'll do Snake, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
okay, one player, then we'll do team.
I don't know
Oh
why
my
I
God.
clapped.
I thought of a couple different teams. There's always, I think, a reason to like any any team. I could think of a lot of things, but the one team that I have watched quite a bit of, and I think everyone expects to be good, but it's just really fun to watch and is a little bit different. New York Knicks. I don't know, and they won the NBA Cup. Like I really enjoyed watching them in the NBA Cup and just watching the development. Also, like this is a player I should have shouted out. I could have, but Tyler Kolek is another like in the NBA Cup was playing minutes over Mikal Bridges because
Mhm.
it was just he was what the team needed at that point.
Right.
So it's nice to see that Knicks with some depth. Mitchell Robinson and playing insanely, like really, really well. When they're not doing Hacker Robinson, hey, stop doing Hacker Robinson. It is boring basketball to watch.
It's unethical.
It's on that's just so boring. So just stop that. But yeah, I just on the second seed in the East, maybe it's a little bit of an obvious pick, but I'm really enjoying watching the Knicks play. And I just love watching like Brunson, OG, and Cat also playing really well. So just fun to see.
Yeah. They're kind of shocking to an extent loss last year against the Pacers in the conference finals. I think could have been served as like a wake-up call. Now that the Pacers, of course, kind of falling off the face of the earth. Celtics are injured, etc. There's such a clear path for them to enter the finals out of the East right now. I think if you asked really anyone that watches basketball on like a serious level, who you think would come out of the East right now, I'd be shocked if they didn't say the Knicks, even though the Pistons are the one seed. But they just look so clearly like a team that's ready to make that playoff run. So I think that's good because it was expected, but it was also expected for the Caps to look this good, and that has not been the case. So
Hmm.
even if it's expected, if you have the pieces to do it, doesn't always pan out that way.
Yeah.
Um, which leads me into my team, which is the Detroit Pistons. Um,
Hey, love to see you.
currently the one seed, which we talked about, 23-6. By the way, that is already more wins than they had 2 years ago by a lot. Last year they were 44-38. They're the sixth seed, and they actually had a very good first round against the Knicks, in which there was that very controversial call at the end of game four. Could
Hmm.
have swung the series. They could have won that series, really. Um, and then this year they come back and they're looking even better so far, despite some changes that I think some we liked, some we didn't like. Losing guys like Tim Hardaway Jr. and getting guys like Karis LeVert kind of mixes up what were really doing. Malik Beasley shooting, of course, absent this year as well, but they've held tried and true. Cade Cunningham has looked like a legit kind of top 15, 10 player so far this year. And 2 years ago, I have it written here, they were 14-68. Remember that?
Hmm.
We did this podcast when that was happening.
I
Um,
remember.
28
It's
game
true.
losing streak, tied for the longest in NBA history. So that's insane. And I also want to shout out, you mentioned him earlier too, Jalen Duren, Summer League legend, who we saw at Summer League on the podcast through the wire at the time, no numbers on the board. He is finally, it looks like it's kind of clicking. I feel like there was a couple, like his rookie year looked pretty solid, and then the second and third year were kind of like a little wonky, and now he's looking really good. 'Cause I believe this is year number four, maybe this is year number three. I don't remember. Um, but he looks really good. He's averaging 18 points, 11 rebounds. He has very good paint protection. in terms comparing it, not really good year three.
Yeah.
Um, so maybe it's just a wonky year two. But I don't know. Like it's not like Rudy Gobert, but I think he was really skinny and wasn't doing a great job, and now he's kind of holding his own down there.
Hmm.
And I really like to see that. And he's kind of been, I think, second playing kind of second fiddle to Cade so far this year. Their pick and roll is great together. I also want like the reason I wanted to shout out the Pistons too is because they were 14 and 68 2 years ago. And they made a jump to be a six seed, and now they made another jump, and they're currently leading their conference. And I think this is a model that teams can look at, hopefully, and realize, yes, you got to get the guy. Cade is the guy, right? That's important. You got to get surrounding pieces that make sense for that player. You got to get a coach that makes sense. Of course, they had kind of like checked out Monty Williams that year. They did really poorly. They decided to let him go, get JB Bickerstaff, who just got fired, but he's looked really good for them as their coach. You have to kind of surround your main thing with the right pieces, the right front office. But hopefully, my hope is for teams like the Wizards, the Jazz, the Hornets, the Pelicans, teams that feel like they've been kind of perpetually rebuilding for several years, and a team like the Pistons, it just took 2 years for them to go from worst to first. Is basically what they've done, and it's very impressive. It's not easy to do. I'm not saying that it should be easy for teams to do, but I feel like the Wizards and Hornets are like the two teams that especially come to mind, and I guess the Jazz to an extent. It's like the last 5 to 10 years, they've just been at the bottom basically, and they haven't kind of figured out how to get out of that. So I hope that they can kind of be a team that these other teams look at and are like, okay, this is how we can kind of turn this around in a way that makes a lot of sense as kind of a formula. And that, it's not signing like the Nets did a couple years ago when they signed Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving for agency. Now they're right back at the bottom. Um, but this is through the draft. This is signing minor free agents here and there that makes sense, and just kind of running your team in a way that kind of shows growth year after year.
Yeah, I love that. That's great. It has been really interesting to think, 2 years ago, I remember, when it was during that losing streak, reporters asked Cade, like, when is, like, talk about the losing streak, and he said, it's got to end sometime. Well, now they're on winning streaks.
Mm.
So it did end. And we love to see it. It's nice to see Detroit basketball relevant again. And hopefully they are like a model for other teams in similar situations. I mean, it's tough, to get that guy. It's tough. The draft is very unpredictable. Sometimes you think it's that guy. Turns out not to be. Hopefully it's just someone maybe you can be a building block, but hopefully they learn. But congrats to the Pistons. We love to see it.
Yeah, and I think they've really stood strong in some of their principles. Like they figured out, okay, so we need a new coach, we need to do this. I think they didn't move on from some things. I think some teams do it too quickly, where they're like, yeah, this isn't going to work after 1 year, 2 years. Let's move on. Um, and they kind of stuck through, even though they were struggling with him for a while there.
Yeah, totally agree. I was just looking something up for my next gift that the NBA has given us, but I want you to tell me yours first.
Yeah, here's my third one. It's something that I've think been vocal about criticizing in the past, but I wanted to take today to point out some good things. And that's our man Adam Silver, the commissioner. Um, Here are the positive things. I pointed out criticisms in the past. You can go back and we had pet peeve episodes and all kinds of things where I talked about it.
Sure do.
Um, so here's what I wrote. Adam Silver, we talked about this at the top of the show, trying to address the gambling thing in a way that I think makes sense. That's a very nice initiative. Tanking, we talked about that as well. Nice initiative. Things like it's ideas that are being proposed and talked about at the very least. I don't know how many of those things will come to fruition, but it is nice to see as someone who follows football and I follow some other sports too, where it doesn't seem like a lot of things change. Um, that it's at least I can see that the league addresses that things are problems, which I think is probably in terms of all the major sports leagues in America, I think probably the league that does it the best. Um,
It's a really good point.
Innovation, we've talked about this before. The NBA Cup. I was pretty low on the NBA Cup idea. I didn't get it. It's worked. it makes regular season more interesting. I think it makes casual fans care a little bit more this time of year. Because I think you've told me like people will ask you
I
about.
was just about to say, I had someone tonight ask me about it. I met up with some friends before. They don't even like basketball, but they said, "Isn't there some kind of like middle season tournament?" I was like, "You're
Yeah.
so close to the name. You're so close."
Yeah. It's actually the Emirates NBA
Oh God.
Cup. So like it was an idea that I didn't really get, but it seems to kind of make the regular season matter a little bit more, which is cool. I was high on the play-in. The play-in, I think, has been a smashing success. So that's like basically back-to-back years of those things were introduced, and both of them have worked really well so far. And then this last one has not worked. But I like that they are at least trying to figure out something that works for the All-Star game. It's been a disaster like 3 years in a row.
Yeah, what could you
And they,
do?
they
I mean,
literally have switched it every year. They're like, okay, that was horrible. Let's try this year.
I
I don't think the World USA thing this year is going to work at all.
at
I
least they're
think it's a
trying. Yeah.
horrible idea, but like I get that they've tried a bunch of different ideas and kind of nothing has stuck. I think the last one that really mattered was, after Kobe's death was like right before All-Star break. They had the elimination score. Once the fourth quarter started, it was next to score 24 points
Oh
after
yeah.
the leading whatever the leading team was scoring at the time in honor of Kobe Bryant. Like that made a lot of sense. I think people are super into it for that reason. They just haven't been able to figure out a way to get back to that.
Yeah.
Um, the skills challenge is a disaster. The three-point contest is kind of cool. The dunk contest has been a disaster for like 10 years.
Let's say the 3-point contest is the only one to me that is so simple, but also makes so much sense. Like it's
Yeah,
just like, okay, who can make the most 3-pointers? And everything else is so subjective. This is objective. You make a three or you miss. Dunk is like, okay,
random
what's
guys are scoring it randomly.
yeah, like what's good, what's a bad dunk,
Always
and then
random players.
skills like, oh, you can pass the ball through a
The
hoop, you
skills
can
challenge
dribble.
is horrible
I
dunk
love the
contest.
idea because, like, I mean, like, I like doing drills like that
Yeah.
as a kid, but like being great in an all-star is like really
I
strange.
know. I also know like WNBA is in their off season right now. How hard would it be to do like a mixed game? Like I feel like
That'd be
that would be
super
pretty.
interesting,
That would be
actually.
interesting, right? I feel like that could kind of get both fan bases involved. I don't know. I don't know. Obviously, I imagine WNBA players keep themselves in tip-top shape all the time,
Yeah,
even if they're not exactly in the middle of playing a season right now. But point being, I like that, and I said Adam Silver. I know he's not the only one. He's the commissioner. I know there's a whole
he was just
committee. There's a lot of people involved. So whoever those people are, those committees, I like that they at least try things, even if they don't always work. Sometimes they do, like the play-in season tournament. Sometimes they don't, like the All-Star game. But they're at least trying to find a way for these things to make sense and kind of improve the regular season experience.
I do respect that, even though they have changed it the last 3 years, something different every time, that they are still trying, not just, okay, we give up back to East versus West. Like as much as in my head, and
Didn't
I,
they do it was in last year, East versus West? And they were like, God, that sucked.
but it was East versus West
But it
with
was like the round
some,
robin thing. That was
yeah, it
weird.
was not exactly,
Maybe it was 2 years ago. It was just East. And one of the years, I think recently they did East versus West, and then they realized it still sucked, so they did something else.
was it East versus West, but they still had a pool to pick from, or that was when that was,
When they did like the captain thing, yeah, it was East versus West, but then yeah,
yeah,
they could choose their player, so then it wasn't really East versus West.
yeah.
That was cool though. I
Anyway,
liked the draft. I
I
think
like
it
that more the more we've kind of like
gone with it.
everything else we've
Yeah,
seen, like that one wasn't
the
as
draft
bad
was cool.
at the time.
The last thing I have written here, I'm trying to remember why I wrote it. Trying to hold players, teams, and owners accountable. So like they do the thing where they fine teams when their players are injured and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Um, I know I thought about this more and more and more because I know we talked about or have talked a lot about on this podcast about the gambling stuff recently, but even like, you know, Miles Bridges, Kevin Porter Jr., domestic abuse and stuff like that. It's hard because I think that NBA should do more, but I also know that they're not law enforcement, so it's not necessarily their job. And they can suspend people and they can get rid of people. Um, and they try to hold them accountable that way. But I think that like at least again, I'm comparing it to football, where I feel like crime runs rampant, basically. Jared and I have talked about that a lot on our
Hmm.
podcast. So it's like, yeah, I guess it does feel better here than it does there. Granted, football is a bigger league, a lot more people. So obviously the numbers of stuff happening is going to be more, but yeah, I think that they do what they can in the realm that they're allowed to, because they can't, like Adam Silver and the NBA people can't prosecute a player or something like that, right? They can just decide, I guess, how their role in the league is filled. And maybe, there should be less roles in the league for people like that. I just don't know, again, if they're acquitted of the crimes in the court, can they legally tell them they can't be in a league? Things like that. That part's tough. I
Yeah.
don't know how that works.
Yeah, and it's ultimately up to the team. Like the team knows this person is a liability and they're signing them to the team. Like, yeah, like it's different when they have been to court for these things, been prosecuted, and then you sign them again. It's different when you're like a Malik Beasley and then you find out basically at the end of the season, like the gambling stuff, which turned out to be true. So it's like, or they found nothing in the investigation. Who knows if it's true or not?
Right.
I don't know. But I I, I agree. It is. It doesn't seem like they're trying to hide anything or sweep anything under the rug. Like they're very transparent,
Yeah.
which is also nice to see in this league for sure.
Yeah. That's my third thing and my overall league thing.
So
So
my
tell me about jerseys.
so I mean it's so funny because you think jerseys. My head immediately went to parody,
Yep. Yeah, that's what I meant.
literally, because because I just love that it could be anyone's night. But instead of any team's night, but instead of parody, what I'm really thankful for is that in any game, any night, it could be any player's game.
Mm,
And I really especially
that's
like
a
this
good one.
season already, like some like players I never really watched or heard of. Shout out like AJ Mitchell for the Thunder. We got Denise
He
Jenkins
was
for
good
the,
last year, but
off the
definitely has
bench,
popped
but
off
like
more this year.
yeah, he's like
Denise
getting
Jenkins
20
is a
point
great
games.
one. Yeah.
Denise Jenkins for the Pistons, like two-way player, just like helping them win
You
games.
already talked about Tyler Kolek, who didn't really do anything before this year.
Tyler
So,
Kolek. I had another one. Oh, Derek Queen, shout out, like,
rookie.
rookie. But, just it could be anyone's night to win a game. It doesn't always have to be
Think
there.
back to, sorry, I didn't cut you off.
You're fine.
I think they lost this game, but Malachi Flynn, when he had 50 for the Pistons.
Oh, they lost. Like, yeah, and this was nice. Like, I really don't feel like in other leagues that happens that often, where it can
Yeah.
just be anyone to the extent of like we won because of this person. Like it's going to be the names that you hear of, and there are teams that are going to rely on these players, like the Lakers. Like it's mostly going to be Luca or LeBron. Although we've been seeing a lot more Austin Reeves, which wasn't the case in previous years, so it's cool to
Yeah.
see. And then there's the teams that like by committee win games, so those are also really just fun. Like you don't know whose night it's going to be, and I feel like the Spurs are kind of one team because one night it's like Keldon Johnson, one night's Harrison Barnes, one night's Stephon Castle, one night Dylan Harper. It's like it's really cool to see that. It gets really boring when you always see a one person like we're winning because of this guy. And obviously they're great. We're winning because of this person. Probably love this player. He's a superstar. But it's just nice to see like, hey, the guy that doesn't earn as much, like earns like a fraction of what this superstar earns. They won because of this game.
Yeah, it's interesting. I was just thinking about something that I'd never really thought of until you brought this up. Again, directly comparing it to football. Basketball is really like the only sport that I can kind of think of, and I'm not super familiar with how actual soccer works on the big stage. But anyone can have the ball at any time. There, like, yes, there are positions, yes, there are point guards, people that handle the ball more, but like, an NFL game is going to be often won or lost by the quarterback. And like, yes, if your defense is playing really good, it kind of reflects on the other quarterback looking worse instead of like the defense winning the game. But some defenses are like super elite and win games for sure, but it's usually a unit thing, not like a one
Hmm.
person thing. Um, and then yeah, baseball's like, I guess baseball can be won by individuals if they have a really good batting game.
Yeah, I was thinking baseball, but even then, like the odds of someone who never hits a home run that hits a game-winning home run, like you're gonna hear the same people batting that well, winning games. Like they're going to be the same people throughout the year.
Yeah.
Maybe one here and there, but not like to the extent of basketball where, like you said, like they have to have the ball in their hands. Like
Yeah.
if you're on the court, the ball will be in your hands, and what you do from there is up to you, the team. But like, could be your night.
Yeah, I think it takes, it also takes into account like the NBA is pretty small in terms of like the overall players that touch the court and actually play the game. Only 15 people per roster. I think it's much smaller than football. Football's 53. Baseball, I think is like not including pitchers, it's like I want to say like 18, but I
Yeah,
could be
it's
wrong.
18, 19.
Um, but and then of course soccer and other sports like that are pretty large rosters too. And I think among these rosters you have like the seven, let's say the 7 to 9 guys that are really like
Rotation
right,
players,
like
yeah.
that are actively playing most times. But because of injury, because of the NBA schedule, back-to-backs, things like that, you have a lot of guys that are resting or not playing for whatever reason. And then those guys at the bottom of the rotation kind of move up, and then they have a night here and there where they become a little bit more important. And then as teams suffer injuries, they get two-way guys and undrafted guys and second-round picks and G League. All these kind of different avenues players can come from because the NBA only has two drafts, only has 60 picks a year. That's only two players per team. And obviously, you know, picks are traded and such, but I think that kind of adds to it. And then you have guys like Austin Reeves, who you mentioned, who starts as basically nothing, undrafted free agent, and now he's like a core part of a really good team. And, if he were to go into free agency at this very second, he's going to make 25 to 30 million dollars. He's going to make a huge contract from really any team in the league because he's become kind of this player. So there are those players that kind of start from nothing and become this big thing. There's guys like Wimby, of course, number 1 pick, who come in and are like, yep, that's the guy. And then there's guys like you said, Denise Jenkins, right? Who's like, I don't think he's going to be a Hall of Famer. I don't think he might not even have a 10-year NBA career, but he will have nights here and there for a team that he's really good and he basically came out of nowhere. So there's kind of all levels of this, I think, this idea that you mentioned here.
Yeah, gotta say, I love the NBA.
I was trying to think of more examples when you were talking. I was like, oh, we got like, I was thinking of the Rockets. I was like, we got like Nate Hinton. No one knows who that is. Um,
I feel like there's one person on every team you could kind of think like, oh, they had a really good game this year.
yeah.
Just kind of random people off the bench. I mean, I was watching God, which game? I don't remember. Celtics versus someone, and they would not stop talking about Jordan Walsh. And I was like, I haven't watched a lot of Celtics, but I guess he's
Summer
playing
League
really good.
legend.
Yeah, I was like, good. I'm happy for. I'm glad they're talking about him. They're talking like that's cool. Like you put in the work and you've been in the league. He's been in the league what like 3 years and.
Mhm.
Now you're being talked about by Stan Van Gundy. I'm like, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's the NBA for you, huh?
Yeah, gotta love the NBA. Um,
Those are the gifts. Those are the gifts the NBA gives us and gives you, the listener.
100 years. Oh my God, I'm
100
I'm
episodes?
getting loopy. 100 episodes.
Wild.
Crazy. That is absolutely insane. Just want to say, if you made it this far, thank you. Really means a lot to us. This is one of my favorite things to do with one of my best friends. So appreciate you listening.
I actually am his best friend. He told me before we recorded. He said, "You're number 1."
I'll never tell. But we all know the truth. Since I'm here, I'm gonna take a shot.
You get to take the shot.
Oh, that I'm taking the shot.
You're taking the shot.
Watch it. Watch it.
Yes, I've recently
Yeah,
decided
I'm
to
just
turn
gonna.
around and take a normal shot because the backward shot is too hard.
Here we go.
Um,
Ready for this?
yeah. And let me get the button here ready to go.
All right. But yeah, I just want to say thanks again.
Like, comment, love us.
You ready?
Yes, sir.
Swish. Oh my God.
Ouch. See, it's harder than it looks, huh?
Oh,
And
geez.
just imagine I was doing it backwards all this time.
There we go.
There you go.
Switch.
Nice. Third time's the charm, as they say.
Swish.
Um,
Oh, this has been Two Man Game with Damon and Tom.
buckets.